On this edition of Special Dialogue, we will bring forth truly a special and extraordinary occasion, the arrival of T.S Esmeralda from Chile to Indonesia. I'm right now at the deck of T.S Esmeralda, and soon I'll be conversing with my very special guest, the Chilean ambassador to Indonesia and the commanding officer of T.S Esmeralda. We'll discuss about the importance and the significance of the visit of T.S Esmeralda in Indonesia, especially for the naval diplomacy between Chile and Indonesia. So there's a lot to learn, there's a lot to marvel at, so let's get started. I'm Siska Becker. Welcome aboard Special Dialogue on TVRI World. We are now inside the bridge of T.S Esmeralda as we're about to conduct an interview with our very special guest. We are very honored and immensely privileged to have the presence of the Chilean ambassador to Indonesia, His Excellency Mr. Mario Ignacio Artaza, and also the commander of the ship, Captain Andres Gallegos.
Thank you.
Your Excellency, Captain. Hola, buenos días.
Buenas pagi.
Selamat pagi. Now, first of all, let us express our deepest gratitude for this extremely rare opportunity to be aboard the Esmeralda and to have this conversation with you. Thank you so much.
No, thank you.
Now, we are very excited, of course, to learn more about the relations between Indonesia and Chile and the significance of the visit of T.S Esmeralda in Jakarta. So, Mr. Ambassador, if you don't mind, I would like to start off with you. Now, this year marks the 60th anniversary of diplomatic relations between Chile and Indonesia. Now, how would the visit of T.S Esmeralda symbolizes the strength and evolution of this dynamic relationship?
Terima kasih for having us today in this wonderful program. The visit by T.S Esmeralda to Jakarta marks a very momentous milestone in the relationship between Chile and Indonesia. As you well said, this is the 60th anniversary of bilateral relations, but it also marks the 125th anniversary of the visit by the first Latin American Navy training ship, the Chilean corvette General Baquedano, to these waters.
Okay.
So Chile's presence in Indonesia is not only today. As a matter of fact, the first ships to use the same flag from Latin America to come to Indonesia came here over 200 years ago. In 1822, there were already ships coming from Chile to trade in these lands. This is an opportunity to foster closer people-to-people relations. As a matter of fact, on board, there is the daughter of a former football player from Chile who played professional football here in Indonesia.
Wow.
First Admiral Haryanto, when he greeted the Esmeralda this morning, he was singing one of our anthems, which we regularly sing when we come to port, the White Lady. She's called the White Lady. He served on board the Esmeralda 30 years ago when Esmeralda came here in 1995.
Okay.
So for us as an embassy, as Chile in Indonesia, the opportunity to have Captain Gallegos and his crew is Chile's gift to Indonesia on this anniversary. And we're very grateful for the reception, for the warmth that has been expressed, and for the opportunity to speak to you, because you are transmitting this to so many people all around the world through TVRI, that for us this is also something that we should be grateful for.
Well, Mr. Ambassador, it's really heartwarming to know there is such strong links between our countries historically and culturally. And as I understand, this is also a very significant moment for you personally, as you were also a naval officer, and this ship has always been your second home. Please tell us a little bit more about that.
Well, I have been able to serve as a Chilean Navy reserve officer without the beard, which is very important. And on 3 occasions, I have been able to serve as member of a crew here in Indonesia aboard the Esmeralda. As a matter of fact, I crossed the equator on board the Esmeralda.
Oh.
And there is one particularly note that is very close to my heart. With Captain Gallegos, we have been planning, and with the Chilean Navy, we have been planning this visit for almost a year.
Okay.
So this is not like, oh, we're coming to Jakarta, and no, this has been very well planned.
Okay.
And while talking to Captain Gallegos, who I consider someone who is close and someone I trust as a friend, he reminded me that when he was a midshipman, he served on Esmeralda during the training cruise that visited the UK. And at that time, my father was the ambassador to the UK from Chile. So he was a midshipman, arrived to the UK with Father Mario Artaza as the ambassador. Now he is the commander of the Esmeralda, and the son of then Ambassador Artaza to the UK receives him. So for me, it's also a very emotional tribute to my father. Captain Gallegos is also the son of a Navy officer, a very distinguished Navy officer, as a Navy pilot like he is. And Indonesia, in a way, shows us, along with First Admiral Haryanto, that the world for those who are in the Navy is really round.
All right, now that is very significant history personally to both of you then. It's like coming full circle, yeah?
It is.
Being today here in Jakarta on board the T.S Esmeralda. Now, Captain Gallegos, if you don't mind, I would also love to have your perspective and based on your experience as well, because we heard that the T.S Esmeralda is so much more than just a training ship. It is considered as like a floating symbol of Chilean heritage, and I hear it's often dubbed as the floating ambassador.
Yes.
Now, what does that title mean to you and your crew, Captain Gallegos?
Yes, for us it's very important. This is a 71 years old, so this ship has a history and a legacy of training, education, and diplomacy. Every single ambassador is waiting to receive the Esmeralda at his country, because it's very useful for this mission. We take this responsibility very serious. One of our goals is improve the education and the professional and cultural knowledge of the midshipmen, but the other one is to be a good part in to strengthen the relationship of Chile abroad. So this is a floating embassy. We are very proud of our job. We are very happy to work alongside the embassy, just waiting or just heading for a better relationship between Indonesia and Chile.
All right, there's one question that I'm really excited to ask you about. Before that, I want to follow up on Mr. Ambassador, who told us that it's been a year of planning for this visit to happen. Could you tell us exactly why was Jakarta included in one of the stops of T.S Esmeralda? We'd love to know.
Well, Jakarta is the only capital that is going to be visited during the 69th training cruise by Esmeralda.
Okay.
It is the only capital, and Indonesia is the only Southeast Asian country that is being visited by Esmeralda. Yesterday we were talking with Captain Gallegos, and I can tell you, in order to get Esmeralda to come to Indonesia, was no easy feat, and at the same time, the ambassadors of Chile in other countries started to call me and say, how did you get her to go? Because we lost out and so forth.
Okay.
And the planning has been very meticulous. The Navy is very meticulous, and Chile is very meticulous.
Okay.
So in order to come about with an agenda, a very comprehensive agenda, in 5 days' time also of them being here, it takes a lot of preparation, of phone calls, of emails, of interaction. Captain Gallegos was sailing between Hawaii and Japan, and we were talking over the phone between China and Indonesia via email. So this has been a very active interaction between Navy and Embassy.
Okay.
Your question is a very good one, because there's one point that I would also like to underscore. The Esmeralda is here today in Jakarta, but in Chile and around the world, they know that Esmeralda is here in Indonesia. As a matter of fact, we were sending photographs and film as she was about to berth here in Colimatel, and the Facebook, the Instagram, the Twitter, it was already flowing with photographs of her participating in this activity in the morning. So the world is aware that Chile is today present in Jakarta. So this is not only serves Chile in Indonesia, but it also serves Chile and Indonesia back in Chile. So that is very important and very strong.
Wow, so this magnificent ship is truly linking both of our countries right now at this moment in time. That's amazing. All right, Captain Gallegos, we hear that there are 2 Indonesian shipmen aboard the Esmeralda, and they've been here since Shanghai to Jakarta. We'd love to know more about that, but first we're going to take a short break, and as well we're going to find out more about the activities that will take place on Esmeralda during its visit here in Jakarta. Don't go anywhere, Special Dialogue. We'll be right back right after these short messages. Welcome back to Special Dialogue on TVRI World with me, Siska Becker. We are back to our conversation with our very special guests, Ambassador Artaza and Captain Gallegos. So, Captain, as we spoke earlier about the involvement of 2 Indonesian shipmen here in Esmeralda, please tell us more about that.
They are part of our crew. They join us, they integrate to the midshipmen group in Shanghai, sailing with us for a little bit more than 2 weeks, 15 days, from Shanghai to Jakarta. So they integrate very well to the group. They did the same task as Chilean midshipmen. In the maneuvers, they performed a conference about the Indonesian Navy and Indonesia. So that was very useful for us to know in advance more about your amazing country. And I think they have done a very good job, because this kind of exchange program is just about friendship, relationship, and a good example of that, we were talking today with the first admiral of the naval base, that he did the same 30 years ago. So when I heard his word during the morning welcome ceremony and learn about his memories, is very, very impressive, because he was singing, he was telling us some memories, some activities that he did in 30 years ago, and was very, very impressive, because it's friendship, is a friend relationship, and you, Indonesia, had a very good 2 representatives on board this ship, and myself as a commanding officer are very glad about it.
Okay, I think there's a saying in Indonesia, once friends at sea, you're friends forever.
Yes.
I'm sure you relate to that as well.
Yes.
And as I understand, this is not your first time actually visiting Indonesia in your capacity as a naval officer.
No.
Now, I would like to take your perspective on how do you think, how important it is for naval diplomacy to be strengthening the relations of 2 countries, in this case, of course, Indonesia and Chile, and how would your experience as, you know, the commanding officer of Esmeralda have on this better relations between our countries, with the naval diplomacy between them?
It's very important for us. Diplomacy is part of our job, because we are here to know more about the Indonesia, the ship, let my midshipmen and my sailors have the experience to know Indonesia and the culture. But we are working alongside with the embassy to get a stronger relationship between our closer and closer relationship between both countries. So as the ambassador said a few minutes ago, this is the only world capital city that we will visit. We have visited very important cities, sure, but this is the only world capital city. So when you are visiting the capital city, the relationship with the government, with the diplomatic community, and with the Navy, the headquarters of the Navy, it's different, because they are living here, and you have more opportunity to share with them. So we are very happy to be part of the Chilean diplomacy here in Jakarta.
All right, that takes me to my next question to Ambassador Artaza. Now, we would love to know more about what sort of exchanges that will happen culturally and
Yes.
also people to people, and moreover activities that will take place on T.S. Esmeralda during her visit here in Jakarta until the 17th of July 2025. Please enlighten us, Mr. Ambassador.
Thank you for the question. Well, during Esmeralda's visit to Jakarta, we have programmed together with the Chilean Navy and with the Indonesian Navy as well, activities which make impact on the community. As a matter of fact, for example, tomorrow morning, officers from the Chilean and Indonesian Navy, female officers from both navies, are going to have a session of conversation with regards to how it is to be a female officer in the Navy of both countries,
Wow.
how it is to lead, how it is to learn to be an officer, the training and so forth. It's a first ever between a Navy of Latin America with an Indonesian Navy.
Okay.
Then we have the visit to the Iskal Mosque with the cathedral as well. The same visit that was undertaken by Pope Francis in his trip, in his apostolic trip here to Indonesia. We have a visit to a school that bears the name República de Chile, Republic of Chile.
Yeah.
80 students. Captain Gallegos has graciously accepted the possibility of taking members of the band, which travels on board the Esmeralda to play some Chilean music and dance as well in front of the children. So it will be the first time ever these children are able to listen to music from Chile and dance music from Chile.
Okay.
And we have a highlight, which is during the reception, which is planned for Wednesday night, for Tuesday night, here on board the Esmeralda. Almost 200 guests from the international community, from the Indonesian Navy, from Indonesia, culture, academia, press, government. We will be formally handing over a bronze statue, a bust of Chile's naval hero, Captain Arturo Prat. It is the first bust statue which is to be placed in a naval academy in Southeast Asia of Chile's hero.
Yeah.
The other bust has been placed in the Navy Academy of Japan for several decades already.
Yeah.
So Indonesia will be the first country in Southeast Asia to have in its Naval Academy a bust of Captain Prat. We also have activities of visiting different sites here, such as Monas, amongst others. Obviously shopping as well. We must remember one thing.
Okay.
People have been on board this ship for almost 2 weeks without anyone going out of the ship.
Yeah.
So they've been 270 people together for 2 weeks, and they want to discover. And there's no better place to discover Indonesia, the world's largest Muslim country, one of the world's largest democracies, a country that has 280 million inhabitants, but half of them are under the age of 30. Those who are on board here are under age of 30. So the cultural experience is tremendous because they're able to listen, to see, to taste Indonesia, and those memories will last a lifetime.
Wow, that sounds all very exciting. A lot of firsts, and it seems you're going to have a really busy couple of days ahead of you, Mr. Ambassador. But I want to specifically focus on a few aspects that you mentioned earlier. It seems that issues of interreligious dialogues and also inclusive gender participation is really highlighted in the agenda. Can you tell us the main reason for that?
Good point. The Chilean Navy incorporates women into the Navy Academy for quite some time now. As a matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, Captain, the #1 officer of the midshipmen and midshipwomen is a female midshipwoman.
Yes, sir. You're right.
She's the #1.
Wow.
So she is the best of her class.
Yes.
So that makes a pretty strong point about how the integration has come about. As a matter of fact, I myself have sailed with women officers during my duties as a reserve officer. religious tolerance is very important. It's very important for Indonesia. It's very important for society in Indonesia. It is part of your constitution. So to have Chilean officers and youth who are Navy midshipmen to be able to visit Indonesia, the world's largest Muslim country, and see how tolerance comes about here is also a milestone. I'll never forget the picture of Pope Francis with Grand Imam Nasruddin when Pope Francis was in a wheelchair and Grand Imam Nasruddin exchanged kisses.
Yes, I have goosebumps now as you talk about it. Such a beautiful moment.
It is very special. I have had the privilege to have spoken with Grand Imam Nasruddin, and he's a man of peace. He's a man of love. He's a man of tolerance, and I thought that it would be a unique opportunity for Esmeralda to better know Indonesia through the possibility of going to Iskal Mosque, which is majestic, and to be part of the Indonesia community during that day.
All right, Ms. Ambassador, thank you so much for the incredible insights we've been having so far in this conversation. We have time for one more segment, but for now, let's take a short break. Don't go anywhere. Special Dialogue will be right back. Thank you for staying with us right here on Special Dialogue on TVRI World with me, Siska Becker. On this very special edition of Special Dialogue, we are still on board T.S. Esmeralda, and I still have my two very special guests, the Ambassador of Chile to Indonesia, His Excellency Mr. Mario Ignacio Artaza, and also the Commanding Officer of T.S. Esmeralda, Captain Andres Gallegos. Now, in this last segment, I would love to get your take and perspective on the significance of the visit of T.S. Esmeralda in Jakarta. Now, Captain, could you enlighten us on how do you wish your crew to learn from this visit in Jakarta? Like, what do you want them to gain in their experience in connecting with the people of Indonesia and Jakarta?
Yeah, that is very important. It's part of our goal to know about the culture, and we have a very good agenda to let them do that. But they will have some free time, and they are waiting for just walk around. It's when you walk and you are watching or talking with the people of Indonesia or tasting some food, that is part of being involved in the Indonesian community and learn more about the country. So we have activities to learn and get closer with the Navy. We have activities to know about the culture, and everybody here will have time to involved in the Indonesian community. Sorry if I will say something out of your question, but I would like to say in front of the camera, thanks to the Indonesian Navy for support this visit, for the warm welcome today, and it's very important for us for being here at the naval base. Is very important for the success of this mission. So thank you for the Indonesian Navy, and thank you for being here today.
Thank you, Captain, for saying that. Truly, it is our honor and privilege to be here.
Thank you.
Now, Ambassador Artaza, you've been here in Jakarta for quite a while. What would you recommend Captain Gallegos and his crew to be able to have a true Jakartan experience? Like what food to taste, where to go shopping, as you said before. The crew here is very eager and excited to enjoy the city.
Well, one of the tasks that we had to undertake as an embassy, and I like to also express not only my gratitude to the Indonesian Navy, but also to my team. When we talk about young people getting involved in the preparation of an agenda, the team at the Embassy of Chile, Francisca Klassen, Camila Eggers, Patricio Riveros, they're all young people who, for their first mission, chose to come to Indonesia. So this visit for them is also very special because it is also an opportunity to plan out, map out a very special visit for this floating embassy, the White Lady. So we had to prepare a document with regards to where to go here in Indonesia. So the document has around 6 or 7 pages.
Okay.
And it's divided in recreation, for example, bowling, ice skating, going to see fish.
Okay.
If you want to go shopping, where you go shopping. If you want to change money, we're going to go change. So we've already given that.
Okay.
But I myself have told them already that they have to have some beef rendang, of course.
Nice.
And they have to have something like gado-gado, and they have to taste some of the sweets, which I'm particularly fond of, especially with the sweeteners that are added. They're not used to haperas, something that I love.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, when we were just walking around with Admiral Haryanto, one of the issues he remembered was when he was sailing here on the food, he missed peras very much.
Oh, of course. Once you have it, you cannot not have it anymore, right?
No, and once you live here, you have to have it with everything. I even have it for breakfast. So
nice. Truly a local now.
Yeah. So it's good for us to be able to experience this opportunity. There's one very important element. When you're a diplomat serving your country abroad, it is not only important to serve your country. For example, I serve Chile and Indonesia, but I also serve Indonesia back in Chile. So in a way, I'm transmitting back home every day along with my team how we're living Indonesia, how we're breathing Indonesia, how we're handling the traffic. I'll give you an example.
Okay.
We hear something that is not allowed in this visit. For example, when there's too much traffic, I hire a motorbike and I get home on a motorbike. It's not allowed because of obviously reasons.
Yes, but that is a very Jakartan experience.
I try to be as much Jakartan as possible, and I hope that they will be able to do the same. Jakarta is a tremendous city. It's over 30 million people in the metropolitan area. It is so diverse, with people talking in Javanese, in Bahasa. It's so modern at night as well, with the skyline. It's a brilliant place to visit, and I'm sure that everyone on board is going to be quite excited, and we'll never forget this visit. It's not because the embassy did it, and I'm trying to get it out of him. I have, but we have really worked hard to make this the most momentous visit of the 69th cruise. We really have. We have put a lot of love, a lot of effort into this because we believe in Chile and Indonesia together. We really do. And we want them to go saying, you know what? Wow, Indonesia, wow.
Okay, I'm quite positively certain that the crew in Esmeralda will truly be enjoying their visit thanks to you, Mr. Ambassador. But how about the other way around? What would you like for the people visiting Esmeralda, Indonesian people that will be participating in the agendas, to learn and to feel about Esmeralda and about Chile as a country, Captain Gallegos?
This ship is a piece of Chile, so we are very glad to receive visitors on board. We have a delegation of the Indonesian Navy coming. We have a group of students coming. So we are visiting some places. So from facilities, we will be in a connection with some people outside the ship. But we are open to receive people. We are open to receive people on board the ship as well. It's a very important part of our mission because it's a good way to show them about our ship, our culture, and our Navy.
All right, we truly share your excitement, Captain. Now, Mr. Ambassador, to conclude our conversation, as we are celebrating 60 years of great relationship between Chile and Indonesia, how would you vision the next 60 years of the relations between our countries?
When I had the opportunity to meet with President-elect Prabowo, he was not yet, he had not yet presented himself in front of Parliament. Along with my team, we brought him as a gift, a scale model of Esmeralda. So President Prabowo has in his office, hopefully, a scale model of Esmeralda, which was in a way a prelude to this visit. When a ship sails, she always leaves a path of water, which reminds us of her stay in a port. We, as Chile, truly hope that through the visit of Esmeralda, the relationship between two nations of the Pacific, two members of APEC, two countries that align themselves in numerous issues in multilateral relations and affairs, in a time of more diplomacy needed than ever before, will empower the relationship further. This year has been a very special year for Chile and Indonesia. As a matter of fact, by the end of this year, we're going to have 11 new agricultural products from Chile to come to Indonesian market.
That's exciting.
In September, the chapter on services of the first ever bilateral agreement between Indonesia and a Latin American country, the ICCEPA, will come into force. We'll begin negotiations for investment. The future is truly bright. There is no way one can say that the sun's going to set between Chile and Indonesia. Quite the contrary. Let's go for more.
All right. Thank you so much for your eloquent insights, Mr. Ambassador, for your valuable time.
Thank you very much.
And we truly hope for smooth sailing for the relations of Indonesia and Chile. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you for joining us for Special Dialogue on TV Our World. Until next time, I'm Siska Becker.